I'm your host, Logan183. Joining me for the Academy Chapter 1. The Academy Alignment interactive gaming app is based on TV series scripts and a novel by the same name written by David Davis and Andrea St. Avani. The writing partners live in Los Angeles, love dogs, argue all the time about plot, character, and fundamental truths underlying all of human behavior. The book is available on Amazon. Thanks for playing. You play as a Professor Linden in this chapter. Morning breaks over the Academy, a private school in New England. Few people even know the school exists. But everyone knows the names of the families who founded the school, who built it, keep it secret, and whose children attend it generation after generation. I've been a professor here a very long time. I've seen just about everything, and never once have I seen daylight penetrate the forest surrounding the campus. In that forest, just before a new academic year is about to begin, it's clear that the senior James Harkin took his extracurricular activities too seriously and ventured into the darkness. Even a school of 300 students, James stands out as a child of immense privilege. His family, combined with those of fellow students, controls over 40% of the world's wealth. These students decide everything from fashion trends to the hottest new social causes. It's no secret they're being groomed to shape the world. Of course, as a professor, I get to shape them first. James runs out of the trees, breathing hard. Is someone chasing him? His eyes are fixed on wrought iron gate in the distance. The school motto is engraved, Magnus Novus Orbis. James thinks he'll actually make it back to the safety of our campus, where the great new world will save him from the consequences of his actions. He has no idea what the gray forest will do to him. James glances behind him, fear etched on his features. He runs faster, although he is off campus, and he's clearly desperate. Time has come to let him face the fate he deserves. The loss of him would only be a minor annoyance. The truth is, he was lost to me months ago. If I do nothing, I'll be accused of nothing. James falls to his knees, fingers gripping the grass as he gasps for breath. He freezes, listening. He pulls his hands from the earth as if they burn, and looks around as if humming grows from a faint vibration to a high-pitched shriek. Oh God. No! No! James bolts towards the massive wrought iron fence. Suddenly his legs give out, the gate is mere yards away. Someone, please! Behind James, the forest darkens, the shadows grow longer, reaching for him. The wind intensifies, James falls again as the shadow creeps towards him. Help! Someone help! There's a certain musicality to his voice, isn't there? I've never noticed it before. I suppose it's only audible when he's deathly afraid. Or begging. Suddenly a finger of sunlight breaks through the clouds and illuminates James. What the... I should have known better. She's at it again. Browning! A small stone chapel sits just inside the academy gates. You storm into the chapel and pause at the sight of Dr. Browning praying before a large stained glass window. Through the stained glass, we witness James running from the gray mist. So you think he's listening this time? He's always listening. I only hope it's his will to act. You have a piercing gaze that absorbs everything. What's offered and what's hidden. Your eyes bore into Dr. Browning, but reveal nothing. Hope. Is that all you have left? How sad. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant. Oh, wake up. It is so beneath you clinging this way. The light has penetrated the forest for the first time in a century. It will protect him. Until he touches the gate, Dr. Browning. When he does, he'll be back on campus, and you know the rule then, no interference. Browning closes her eyes, and you watch her lips move silently. Pray all you want, Charlotte. It won't save the boy. You flop back into the pew, arms out, legs splayed, and stare up at the useless and ugly stained glass above. Browning turns away from you. She hates it when I'm right. No matter, in an hour we get to start all over again. And enjoy a new semester of competition and amusement. We can put James and everything he has done behind us. Browning meets your gaze. I don't play these games. What choice do you have? What choice does either of us have? The biggest difference between us is that she believes in free will, and I believe that everyone's will is free for me to manipulate. My faith is neither a game nor a choice, it sustains me, whereas you neither do anything that doesn't ultimately benefit you. Through the window, you see James throw himself at the fins. He made it. He climbs in a blind panic. Harkin threatened to expose all of us, even you, and you pretend not to care. Browning grows strong again, purposefully, as if she can feel James scrambling for safety. I have no illusions about your intentions, Professor Linden. I know helping the boy isn't one of them. James grabs at the top of the fence desperately. You see, he might actually fight his way back on campus. The wind builds to a crescendo. For you, a kind and selfless act is one that paves the way for a larger evil. Your eyes flicker with rage. Suddenly, James's hands are yanked from the iron fence. Weird-ass goddamn sound effects in the background there. You know nothing of kindness and selflessness. James's scream echoes, Browning closing her eyes in defeat. You try not to smile. The wind dies, silence falls from the chapel. A shuffling in the back causes you both to turn. Cole, the school's handyman, wears overalls nearly as wrinkled as his face. He looks about the chapel uneasily and finally speaks. Before one of you violate the rules in place before the academy was even created, I'd like a word with Dr. Browning. What does Cole want now? I should leave and give them privacy. You probably witness her attempt to interfere. Maybe he'll finally do something about it. He certainly can't fault me. Of course, I was just leaving. So much to do on this day of fresh starts. Start to exit the chapel, a bounce in your step, but pause in the doorway for a moment to listen. Dr. Browning, the fence, as you know, is in need of repair. Yes, I'll go out with you. I should pay my respects. Wait, I hope you aren't accusing me of overstepping. No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. Because you haven't been made aware of all the... Not here, not now. I actually came to get my tools. Cole finds his toolbox on the pew where he left it, and lifts it briskly. And I'm fully aware of my responsibilities. Are you? You can't hear anything more. You hurry to your office where someone is waiting for your arrival. But you're too busy to pay attention to your guest. You hurry to the window. You look out at the wrought iron fence. And at Dr. Browning and Cole gazing up at the pickets on top, now damaged and charred. Cole and that fence. He really loves his handyman thing. I admit it's an ideal cover. It can't explain the real reason he's been slithering around here for centuries. He pretends he's maintaining the balance, but how can he be when he's incapable of neutrality? He's forever rushing to Browning's side of the fence, literally and figuratively. You pick up a small black stone from your desk and close your hand tightly around it. The room shimmers. It's now as if you're standing next to Browning, looking up at the post from which James was ripped. She watches Cole bend to the wrought iron back to its original position. She cannot see you. You listen in on the continuation of their conversation. Does it ever bother you? Pardon? Browning gestures to the fence. When something like this happens, James knew the risks. Anguish crosses her face. He was just a boy. How can he possibly understand? Cole cuts her off with a sigh. Over the centuries, I have found little stops our students' thirst for power, status, glorification of self. They are raised to compete, to win at all costs, to protect themselves and their interests, and to think little of others. And yet you are surprised by their choices? Cole turns back to his work. Browning checks her watch. Students will start arriving soon. Cole remains focused on his task. Soon all traces of James's struggle have been removed. Cole replaces the tools and touches his cap goodbye. Watch Browning watch him go. Thinking herself alone, she turns her gaze back to the fence and speaks aloud. Still you listen. I wasn't finished with him. With James. Moving forward with him, without him, will be incredibly difficult. I delight in an active mind making choices. I do. But there must be balance. There must be some way to... I need a chance. A real chance. Give me one mind. One student with an open heart. A beacon to light the way. Topmost point of the wrought iron gate sparkles in the sunlight. Dr. Browning smiles to herself. You frown. Her imagination runs away with her. A beacon! She thinks she can place orders and they'll just be magically fulfilled. The truth is, I don't really want the fence fixed. I want to enjoy the sight of bent iron posts. To relive James being pulled in the darkness over and over again. Still, overhearing that little scene with Cole wasn't a total waste. It did reveal a crack in Dr. Browning's faith. A failing I will be sure to use to my advantage later. Place the stone back down on your desk. You are back in your office. Watch from the window as a line of limousines pulls up in front of the academy. Valets begin to unload trunks and carry them inside. Here comes the new students. I will give the visitor a who's who lesson. Say nothing. One can never be too careful. This particular visitor, although I invited him here today, hasn't been proven worthy of my trust yet. But a taste of what we're dealing with might make him more willing to help. Perhaps I should offer the briefest of introductions. He gestured for the visitor to join you at the window, but stays in the shadows. Listen carefully. You see Browning watching the students arrive from her office on either side of the courtyard. They don't know Browning, and I can hear everything they say. Sound is one of the few things that travel upward. They pick the black stone up again and rub its smooth surface. Thanks to the stones. Consult the student list. You've made notations by each name. Looks to be a very good year for us. However, certain students require certain special attention. Here is one of them now. A pretty brunette steps out of her limo, her phone pressed to her ear. Are you kidding me? I just spent 5 weeks digging wells in New Delhi. I donated my entire allowance to buy mosquito netting for the village. Don't ask my dad. Don't ask anyone. Just transfer the money. Sophia hangs up and tosses her hair in irritation. She mutters out loud to no one in particular. My dad's company is worth what? 42 billion? And he's giving me a hard time about getting a little mosquito netting? She marched straight into the building, not realizing she was being carefully observed. Volunteering makes Sophia overly confident in her own righteousness. That's called wiggle room. Cock your head at the sound of an Italian sports car. A moment later, a Ferrari speeds through the school's main gate. God, these sound effects! This is so horrendous for me! Oh my god. Okay, that was horrible. No, 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 no. Never do that again. That's like me having like a little sound effect toy on my desk and playing it right now. Come on. It comes to a quick stop in the driveway. A lovely blonde girl and a tall young man emerge. Both have the stunning good looks of a magazine cover model. This should be interesting given the summer they've had. Pull yourself together, Chloe. Chloe's a bit green and unsteady on her feet. I'm sick. No, you're hungover, and you're an embarrassment. Valets rush to unload Chloe and Richard's trunk from the Ferrari. Ah, the Winters family. These are the vaunted offspring of Countess Alexandra Flanders and Lord Richard. Chloe dry heaves into a silk scarf. Richard looks away disgusted. Their mother runs London's high society, while their father brokers peace deals. Too bad they don't expend the same energy on their children. It makes my job almost too easy. Chloe, for example, has a defiance I've always found appealing. I wonder if anyone will notice the bruise under her left eye that she's trying to hide. Huh. I don't see it, but okay. Richard, seriously. I think I caught something in Egypt. Don't make me do this. You'll be fine as soon as you detox. Hurry up. Richard ushers his sister through the stone arch towards the main campus. While favoritism was frowned upon, Chloe's tendency towards her self-destruction makes her a favorite of mine. Chloe is most promising student among the young women. Among men. A Bentley glides through the gates and deposits an impatient young man at the curb. Anton Volsky, son of Vladimir, Russian oil magnate. Worth 37 billion with a B. Anton nods a greeting up at you, and then turns to the valet, unloading the Quinter's car. The hell are you doing over there? My bags are in the back. Yes, Mr. Volsky, sorry, sir. I better not be late for assembly. The valet hops over to the Bentley while Anton strides towards the assembly hall. I will exploit the romantic tension between Mr. Volsky and Miss Prescott again this year. Unfortunately, the paparazzi shots of him canoodling his best friend's mother on that yacht are still burned into Sophia's mind. Chauffeur gathers some loose papers from the back of the Bentley and hands them to Anton. Each one is a hand-drawn sketch of Sophia. Leave those in the car, you jackass. Okay, one, I did that accent just perfect. Two, damn, he is blunt. Anton storms off towards the assembly hall. Pity that Sophia has a memory for such things. Their fights were a sight to behold last year. The last of the limos finally drives away, and the front of the school is strangely silent. You study your guest and try not to sneer. You've shown him more than enough to whet his appetite. Now it's time to withdraw into silence. Let's see what I get in return for sharing my insights. Most people can't bear silence. They'll say anything to fill it, anything to impress me. Who knows, perhaps I'll be surprised by a turn of phrase or something enthusiasm for what lies ahead. When you notice your guest isn't struggling to impress you at all. Rather, he's still fixated on the view outside the window. Something tells me this level of interest is a gift. Withdrawing now may be a tactical error. And it would be unfair to pull the curtain on the show too soon. You peer out the window and glare towards Browning across the way. As a beaten-up 2006 Volvo rolls through the gates, you will yourself to stay calm. Charming. I give you Peter Foster. You ignore the gas that escapes your guest. Stare at the young man in the passenger seat of a beaten-up station wagon. It takes a great deal of strength not to speak your reaction out loud. Like Browning. Damn her to hell. Why? Huh. Okay. I'm liking this one so far as it's very interesting and has piqued my interest. That's about the only way to put it. It's very like what? It's just I don't know. I don't know. With that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And the description below links to social media or Discord. And a few links to support me and our content. It's a change of pace from twice the growl, I'll tell you that. Like, oh my god, this week's twice the growl. Okay. Alright. Man, I need some more coffee. With that being said, I hope y'all did enjoy. I will catch you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.